Okay, baby, we're recording.
Hello, everybody.
So we're 3 days into the ICU now, and you were going to be moved to a step down unit today, but there were a couple of little things.
Yeah, some things happened last night. So, I was, previous to me coming into the hospital for about a year, I had been taking digoxin. It has a few different uses, but the main use I was prescribed it for. I'm sorry, everybody. Was arrhythmias. I suffer from arrhythmias, which is kind of what led me down this pathway of, oh, your Fontan is failing. So, I I have I want to. Did I have my digoxin at all yesterday? I don't even remember.
No.
I want to say I've had my digoxin since I've been in the hospital, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you've had it a couple of times, but they didn't give it to you
Yeah.
yesterday.
Okay. So then yesterday.
You don't have to have the microphone quite so close. Just saying.
Okay.
There you go.
So yesterday they decided they want to go ahead and transfer me from taking the digoxin.
Oh.
Huh?
We lost you there for a second. Go ahead.
So
Yesterday they moved you.
they moved me from taking the digoxin, and they wanted to replace it with lisinopril. Now, everyone was a little unsure why. The original explanation that I got as to why they wanted to give me lisinopril is because lisinopril is good for maintaining the heart. It's kind of good for if you have, like me, heart failure and whatnot going on. It's good as an overall well maintenance, heart healthy drug kind of thing. But it's also mostly a blood pressure medication, which digoxin kind of has the same effect, but it's not to the same degree, just happens to do the same. And lisinopril is more for like if you have high blood pressure. I actually suffer from low blood pressure.
Very low blood pressure, and that's one of the reasons why they had you leaving you open all weekend was because of the low blood pressure. Like your blood pressure kept crashing. So
right, like my blood pressure normally is about 100/60. So those of you that know blood pressure numbers, you'll hear that and go, "Oh, okay."
That's pretty low.
And they're putting you on lisinopril. So yeah. So I took it at some point in time during the day, and it basically peaked. Well, began to peak its top performance last night around the time I was in bed. My blood pressure kept dropping to not quite happy levels that they were not wanting. I don't. Did Kirby ever tell you what the numbers were?
She didn't tell me the numbers now.
I know for sure the top number got to like 80. I want to say maybe even 70. I don't know what the bottom number was. But yeah, not happy numbers.
It was low enough they were very worried.
It was low enough they came in and checked on me twice, and they had talked to the doctor and everything, and the doctor agreed that it was weird that I was put on the lisinopril, and that I should have the
dopamine.
Yeah, thank you, dopamine. I'm like, what is it now? Dopamine to help bring my blood pressure back up. Unfortunately, I have had, because I had been intubated, I'm having a hard time eating right now. I am eating, definitely not as much as I should. Like my diet yesterday was pretty much nothing but like melon and grapefruit and applesauce, because I'm still spitting up a little bit of blood, and it's not like that. It's because my throat is red and sore and everything. So my throat is a little unhappy. So I'm kind of limited on what I can eat. There's a lot of different things I could eat, but there's like on the menu, it's like I could get even up to like a hamburger and French fries, but my throat can't handle that right now.
Right.
It's painful. Plus, I had nausea, so I was eating crackers, and then that's just making it worse. So between everything, what I'm trying to say is I have not ate enough, and it was to the point that as soon as they switched me, as soon as they started to administer the
dopamine.
What was it called?
Dopamine.
Dopamine, yeah. They were doing it in this hand. As you see, there's nothing here. I'll get to that in a minute. They started to administer it, and within 5 minutes, I threw up. It came on suddenly. I was like, okay, I'm not feeling good. She went to go get the Zofran to help me not puke, and like just as she was giving it to me, I was like, nope, it's too late. She had to sit me up, and I puked. So puking with this going on, gosh,
not a fun experience.
So then I lay down, and I'm trying to sleep some more. And of course, because I did puke, they wanted to do an X-ray, make sure I'm doing okay. So in the middle of the night, like a few hours later, an hour or two later, a lady came in to check me, do the X-rays is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. And as I'm laying down, I'm like, go ahead and lay me all the way down, and I'll try and lay on my side and see if laying on my side doesn't help make my tummy feel a little better. Because I had been sitting up so much, and I was like, it's kind of uncomfortable. So, but the minute I laid all the way down, nope, that was a bad idea. And she couldn't even do the Zofran. I was puking before she could do anything. Give me a second, people. It's my spit straw thing. Anyways, so yeah, I threw up again. And then sometime later, they decided they wanted to give me
phosphate.
I kept calling it vitamin K. It's not that. Yeah, phosphate, but it's with
potassium.
Yeah, it has to be mixed or whatever, be done in conjunction with.
Yeah, your body won't absorb it without it.
Right, yeah. And unfortunately, potassium is known to burn. Like when you have it in your veins.
And boy, did it.
Oh my God. She had it on the lowest setting, and I slept a little bit, but it hurt so badly. And then they had a message from the nurses saying that they have to. They were like adamant that they were like, no, you gotta get this in there and pump it back up again. So they said between the fact that I was on the, what was it, honey?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. I don't know why I can't remember it today.
It's okay.
Between the dopamine, between the dopamine and the, the vitamin. I was about to say it. The potassium and the phosphate. Phosphate. Yeah. So between those, the chemical mixture was not doing fun in my veins, and my veins blew. So if you've ever heard it referenced and don't know what it looks like, I can show you. Should I show the camera or should I?
Yeah,
okay. Sure. So because of it, like they did it, I will continue this. So they did it, and it just burned. And so I was left without anything for a while. And then, of course, because of everything, I'm a little low on fluids right now. So I'm trying to drink more. To give me a boost, they were going to give me a drip, And this is the only hand that can do it. This is my artery line. This is for blood, not anything else. So they were going to try and use the same hand, and as the nurse tried to put the saline in, it stung just as bad as if it was the vitamin case or
the potassium. Yeah.
the potassium. I just keep wanting to call it vitamin K, but yeah, the potassium and the phosphorus stuff. So yeah, it stung. So she's like, nope, that means it's done. It blew. And they looked, and they're like, oh my god, we're so sick. I'm like, it's fine. You guys were just trying to help me out and everything. So they took it off, and it's like, for as ugly as it looks, it surprisingly doesn't hurt so much. I'm sure between the different pain stuff I'm still on, probably why it didn't hurt as much. Because it's like, I still got my bruisings on this arm, which I can't show too much because I'm hooked a little differently right now with my hookups. But I can show you this one because this hand is free now. So that dot is where my needle is in, and that red streak is the vein basically being angry. So it didn't like necessarily like burst the vein, which can't happen. It didn't like necessarily do all that. It just really made the vein angry.
Yeah.
And so that's what the redness is. And I can put the mic down in a second here and show you the back of my hand. You'll notice too that the back of this hand is paler than the other, and that's another side effect of it all. And then of course a big old bruise in the middle of it from it finally just saying, nope, I am done. So
and unfortunately that's like one of the only spots that's left on you that they could do an IV too. Is
right, yeah. So they're like, we swear we're done with giving you like all the that sort of thing. All they need is to do blood draws, which that's what this is for. So give me a second here. You can see the difference between the hands. You can see that this one is yellower on the sides there. This has the red streak. And yes, this one does have a dot. I had a thing there too, but it didn't work either.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the state of my hands. And then they also pricked me other times on the same. You can kind of see the bruising.
Yeah.
They kept trying to poke me, and I had no idea that my veins were ever this difficult. Here, give me a second. I can show you my other arm. I'll make this work. Oh my goodness. This is going to be Ira's first time seeing this too, so.
Oh, good Lord, baby.
All the bruising. That's all from veins.
Yeah.
The veins blowing out and everything. You see how black and blue it is? It's going all the way up.
I see it, yeah. Yep.
They took the bandages off today, but I never thought to look. So I'm just now looking and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, here you go. You can see what it looks like. So, yeah. I mean, this arm is very tender.
Yeah. Very
tender down there. And then, like, you can't see it so much because I have this thing on, but I do have another bandage here because they also try to get rid of your... So, yeah, I've had bandages everywhere. This is the only thing that's going, which, of course, it's going to keep going because it is an artery line. If this stops, I'm in real big trouble, so...
Yeah.
But we're good as far as
that hand, that's for sure.
Oh my god, yeah. So that was... and they did the whole taking me off of the drips. Like, they still had the IV, and that all happened at like 7 o'clock this morning. So my night was very short. I had probably not the greatest sleep. I was supposed to go to the step-down unit. Because of all this, I get to stay here another day.
Yeah. We're not looking at it as a setback, though. I mean, this is just...
Right, yeah, it's just... Oh my goodness. And the fact that I puked twice, it just made my throat more raw, hurt more, and now I'm still sitting here like, what can I eat? What can't I eat? I don't know. So I'm taking a chance and ordering a little bit of different things, but we'll see what happens. If not, I can get the Jell-O if nothing else. Jell-O and applesauce. I can eat those like crazy. So nothing else. I got that. So
I'll survive on Jello and applesauce a while.
yeah, I have to. Good thing I don't have any food restrictions, which I don't right now. Yeah. I still don't. So if you feel like my voice is raspier, that's why.
Yeah, a little bit. Well,
yeah.
We'll let you rest, baby. I just wanted to make sure everybody heard you give an update and stuff. So.
Yeah, well, I can give a little bit of a more update of what's going on too. So like, they have decided they will not do lisinopril on me. They have come to an agreement. This was a bad idea, and they're going to go ahead and keep me off of digoxin for now to just kind of see what happens. They're probably like, the big talk is they're going to just leave it to my because I have two cardiologists. I'm down here in Indianapolis at Riley, so I have one that's here, and then I also have a local one back in Fort Wayne. So they're going to leave it to the discretion of the cardiologist to decide. The local one is the one that put me on digoxin, but had sent notes down to the other one saying, if you feel otherwise, feel free to adjust. So, but he felt it was a good, okay idea, you know, everything. So, I thankfully have a good local cardiologist because she's actually used to work down here at some point. Yeah, so she was, as soon as she realized that I was having the Fontan issues, she's like, you'll be better if you're down there. So I'm going to refer you back down there. Like, she was real good. If you're looking for a cardiologist and you're in Indiana, look for Round Rock County. This is not a sponsored video. But yeah, so yeah. So I'm no longer going to be on the lisinopril. No more drips. I'm all blown out. I can't do any more drips.
At this point, if they do one, they'll have to do something in the leg or ankle or something.
My nurse that I have today, her name is Kirby. I love it. My nurse is pretty confident that I probably won't need any more drips. Or drips in general, but like the one that they were trying to connect me to, and then when they realized I couldn't, that was just a saline, drip, whatever, help get my fluids back up. So like basically the baseline of what's going on right now is they're giving me an extra day to try to get my levels back up because I was on the I'm blanking on it now.
Lisinopril? Or the Lasix?
Lasix, yeah. Because I was on the Lasix. And, so the Lasix was, helping me to expel. And now I'm in the negative, which means I've gotten a little too far. So they're not going to do the Lasix anymore. They're not doing any of that anymore. They're just waiting for me to rebalance before they figure out if they want to do the Lasix more or if they want to do another drug or anything on me. But from what it sounds like, because I did have an echo earlier today too, the technician looked at it and said, it was the boss guy, not the actual technician, just said it. Some people would be like, they can't tell you anything. No, it was the higher up guy because he came to look at it too. He said he was shocked at, like, he wasn't surprised, but he was very pleased at how well my heart function looked like it was doing.
That's through the echo, right? The echocardiogram.
Yeah, through the echo, yeah. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's what they do to figure out your baby and stuff.
The ultrasound kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So they did that, and he said it did like he thought it would, where, leaving the chest wall open would help the heart kind of chill out a little bit, and then giving it time to rest so they can put me back together again, and then the heart would kind of regenerate itself back to like what it was, stop being in so much of a panic mode. And he says it did that, and it's actually did a little bit better than I anticipated, so I'm actually really pleased. So we were talking about like, it had been brought up about me doing ACE inhibitors. Um, that's the one, right? Yeah, ACE inhibitors. And because of the heart function, of course, it's too early to say for sure, but because of how well the heart function's going and everything, he's feeling like I might not need that. So my meds list at the moment is just I have my aspirin, which was bumped up. I was on baby aspirin, which is 81 milligrams, and now I'm up to like the regular dose or whatever, the 325. Yeah, so I'm on that, and I'm not taking anything else at the moment. So
yeah, they're doing that to do the.
Sorry, I was talking to that was one of the nurse ladies. It's actually the one that originally put me on the lisinopril and then turned around and was like, "We shouldn't have put her on it. You caused all this." I don't know. Everyone's a little confused as to why it all happened to begin with, but the nurses did not hide the fact that they're like, "You sound like it's your job. You're a brilliant idea to take her off, but we were the ones saying we shouldn't have done it to begin with." So it's all good. Everyone's in agreement now. Everyone's happy with what's going on now. So yeah, I'm only on the aspirin right now. I am depleted in liquids, so I've got a giant cup here I'm supposed to drink by 9. I have to start chugging.
On yourself again.
I know. That's why I'm over here right now. I'm in a chair. My bed is over. I'm moving the camera like you can see. My bed's over there. Can kind of show.
Yeah, I can see it, the corner of it. Yeah, there you go.
This is my heart pillow. I'll show it off later. But I'm sitting in the little chair that they can let me, so I can get up and not just be sitting the whole time. So,
which is good to help avoid clots.
Right? Yeah, and I do. I love sleep, but I don't like laying a lot. So, gosh, my water just got angry. So yeah, so I ordered food. I'm waiting for my food to show up, and we'll see what happens from there. So that's what we're at. That's where we're at. No other meds besides the aspirin at the moment. And right now we're just doing a waiting game, seeing how I'm going to do overnight. And if things go better, I should go to the step down tomorrow.
Yes.
But it's all dependent on tonight.
Back on simulated particle board. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, thank you everybody out there for staying in prayer, staying in good thoughts and good vibes for her, because we both know that's what's making the difference for her, is all the support that she's getting out there, and we can't thank you enough for it.
And I will say, I know I haven't replied to any of it. I'm sorry, I'm like too out of it to really do it. Like this is the extent of what I can do right now is talk through a microphone. So I haven't replied to anything, but I have seen everyone's messages, and I really do appreciate it, both on Facebook and YouTube. So I have seen everything. I do appreciate it. I'll do a call out, Karen. I appreciate you trying to politely force my husband to try to take care of himself, because I know how he is, and you definitely caught up on that too. So I'm glad you were there to keep trying. Okay, she's the patient. She's taken care of. Now you get taken care of. So thank you, Karen.
Who, me? Freaking out a little bit.
So, yeah.
Away.
And it was nice to see, since you know so much about this too. It's really nice to see like your perspective of the same thing. Kind of just makes a roundabout explanation of everything. So that's our sunset. So yeah.
Seth came along to say hi.
Yeah, that was our sunset. Yeah. So not too bad. And then I will do a shout out, unless I am horribly mistaken. Today is my grandson's birthday.
It is indeed.
Oh, happy birthday, Rowan. I don't know if you'll see this, but happy birthday. He should be 5 today, so that'll be fun. And, yeah, we're trucking along.
Yep. Well, I love you, baby.
I love you, baby.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for a moment. And we'll update everybody as we can.
Yep.
Love y'all.
Love you.